fuck are you, man?
Did anybody tell you that this is the private club of the Satan's helpers?
Oh, Lordy, Lord! Help me! Help me! Help me! Somebody help me! Help me!
Oh yeah, what's up everybody? This is the Private Club of the Satan's Helpers. I'm John, and this is...
I'm Jacob.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, did I come in too soon?
Yeah, there you go. That's good enough. That's good enough.
Okay.
This is our pilot episode. This is our first episode.
Yep, very first one, so it's probably going to be bad.
Oh god.
But we'll do the best good. We'll do the rest of them better.
Yeah, this is going to be complete shit, but hey. Anyway, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're about, Jacob?
So we're gonna start this. We decided to start this little ditty here to just talk about the bullshit that we enjoy to talk about, but hope someone else will listen to us. We're gonna cover such topics as I don't know, the devil.
Yeah, devil's good. I like the devil.
You like the devil? The devil's fun.
Yeah, he's been nice, real good to me. Not 37 years.
We're going to talk about, like, Satanism, not like the Anton LaVey, like, oh, be yourself Satanism. We're going to talk about, like, the winged devil that flies up from hell. And
none of that pussy Leviathan vegan bullshit.
Yeah, fuck that. I want wings. I want hooves. I want horns. I want the devil. All right.
Nice. Okay.
We're going to talk about him some. We're going to talk about some heavy metal music. We're both fans of heavy metal music.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit about some cryptids of some sorts, Bigfoots, Loch Ness monsters, wolfmen. What else is there, John?
I don't know.
Name a cryptid.
I've turned into a wolfman myself. You should see my back. It's completely covered in hair.
I'm on my way. Well on my way. It's all coming off my head and going to my back and my balls.
Right. You've actually got some on your balls?
Yeah, finally. It took long enough, but I've got a little bit. Let's see. What else are we going to talk about? Aliens. Alien abductions.
Yeah.
Have you ever been abducted by an alien, John?
No, but I mean, no, I haven't.
No, you had to think about that a little bit.
I'm not sure though. I mean, I've had some really weird experiences. I don't know if I've been. Yeah.
Future content.
Maybe.
We're gonna talk about ghosts, goblins. What else are we gonna talk about, John? Is that it?
Yeah. I think that's probably along the lines. We'll come up with some other stuff here and there.
Yeah,
I guess
we really don't know what we're doing.
So I think we're just gonna kind of wing this shit, and each week or each show we're just gonna have something different. And I think the other one's gonna. One of us is gonna come up with something. The other one's gonna be surprised. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. What's going on. So we just hope we'll make some content that you like, you enjoy. So
yeah, that's the goal. And maybe it may just be for us, and that's fine.
Yeah, as long as I'm getting enjoyment out of it. Yeah, but
we're having fun here.
Yeah. So it's a new year. Happy New Year, Jacob.
Oh, Happy New Year, John.
I hope you and
Did
your
you
family.
make any resolutions this year?
I did. I started working out again because I've become such a fat fucking bastard.
Oh man!
In my old age,
you're not as fat as me, I guarantee you.
Well, I don't. I started thinking about dying of heart disease and all this other stuff, and I was like, I don't want to do that. So
those classic thoughts.
Yeah.
Death from heart disease.
Yeah.
I've got to start working out again. I've got to do something. I'm becoming a real gross fat fuck. So
no, I bet you're as handsome as ever, Jacob.
Oh,
you handsome devil, you.
I'm pretty handsome, but I'm fat. So
I'd still fuck you.
Oh, you fucked me so hard. So just a peek behind the curtain here.
Okay.
John and I live in two different states.
Oh yeah, we do.
Can you believe that?
Jacob here is in Arkansas, and I am from the better, greater state of Texas. And
sure.
It's
sure.
No, I'm always poking at him. I lived in Arkansas for how long? That's how we met. How long have we known each other, Jacob?
Time. Like 20 years, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Jacob's like my family.
Approaching 20 years.
He's like my little brother that I've never had.
Yeah,
of course.
Never had a little brother before. Me neither.
Well, if little brother, oh shit, I guess I'm the one that acted like the little brother, sleeping on your couch, drunk, coming in at night. Yeah,
ruining Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm just a complete piece of shit. I apologize.
Teaching my daughter swear words.
I've never done. Did I really?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, you're probably right. I try to teach mine, but Stacy gets mad. So yeah.
Yeah, but I'm from Arkansas. So I will be considerably dumber and probably than John, and that is why I sound this way.
Hey, my name's Jacob. I'm from Arkansas.
I'm from Arkansas, and everything that you have heard about Arkansas is probably true.
Completely fucking true. I don't. No one wears shoes there, right? That's.
No, I don't have any shoes on right now.
You don't even own a pair of shoes.
No, I don't.
Can't even afford them.
Nope.
Poor hillbilly.
I'm recording this in the outhouse right now. I don't know why I'd be recording in the outhouse. I'm taking a big nasty shit right now while I'm recording this.
Fuck. Well, Texas isn't much better. I mean, you have your bigger cities like Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, but the rest of Texas is a complete piece of shit, and it's just
those towns aren't.
You're right. Houston's a complete fucking dump.
Houston's pretty bad. Never been to Austin. Never been to San Antonio.
Austin, I love Austin. Oh, well, not so much anymore.
Austin's like the Brooklyn of the South.
It's become I don't know. It's been taken over by college students and hipster assholes, and it's no fun anymore. It used to be really cool. I used to enjoy living there, and now
it sounds like you're not cool enough to live in Austin.
You're right.
What I'm taking from that?
I've gotten too old, and I'm just become some old bastard.
Yeah. How old are you, John? Now
I am 37. I'm 37 years old. I'll be 87 in May.
87 in May.
And,
that's wonderful.
What age is what's Clint Eastwood? How old is he? We're the same age.
He's like 112, I think.
Yeah. I look and feel just like him, I'm sure. But,
I don't know if you look like him, but you certainly probably feel like him.
The fat version, I guess.
Yeah, like fat Clint Eastwood. Did Clint Eastwood ever get fat for a movie?
I don't think so. He's always been a really lean dude. Really.
Yeah, that would be great. Like
really
if
sexy.
Clint Eastwood did like pulled like a Christian Bale and just like got fat for a couple roles, and then got like super skinny.
That would be so great. Speaking of that, have you seen Vice at all?
I've not seen Vice. I hear it's good.
I haven't either. I want to see that.
Oh my god. You ask me if I've seen a movie. I expect you to tell me something about it. And you're like, no, I haven't seen it either.
No, I haven't had time. I've been so busy with work and everything, and, my side thing with the website and everything. I just don't have time to do shit.
There's no time. There's no time.
There's no... well, I mean, I guess I could make time, but, I mean...
Yeah, fuck that. That's work.
On my free time, I just want to sit her on my big fat ass and watch Netflix like everybody else, so...
Yeah, that's what I do. I work and I come home and I hang out with my wife and kids and look at the internet the internet for 4 or 5 hours, and then
look at the internet.
Put the kids to bed and get some tasty nugs down.
There you go.
And go to sleep.
Always got to have time for that.
My tasty nugs. I make time for that.
You have to.
It's important.
Very
self-care, John.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's 2019. I'm all about self-care.
Got those goals.
Yeah, squad goals, right? That's something.
Squad. So, all right.
Christ.
All right, so we're wasting these people's time here. let's get in. Let's get into some of our what we're gonna do tonight. And all right, yeah. Let's go.
All right. So, with this first episode, I'm gonna start off here. So, John got a very, very small peek into
penis.
What he was hearing about. A very small penis. Yes, he's got that as well. Very small.
Very.
But he got a small little peek into what we were going to be talking about earlier, as into just kind of told him what the topic was, and that's it. So he doesn't know anything else about it. But so a couple questions for you, John, before we start.
Yeah.
Question number 1: do you believe in Bigfoot?
I don't know. I mean, there have been some stories in my hometown when I was younger that we have the state park out there, and there was this story going around that in the 60s that this girl and her boyfriend were in the car, like sitting there making out at the state park, and all of a sudden, like this big hairy thing came up out of the woods and shook the car and scared the girl. And I don't know if it was really like an urban legend of sorts, you know. It's one of those stories that you heard growing up, and somebody's like, "Oh yeah, she had to go to a mental asylum." But like everybody talked about it. I'm not sure. I mean,
Okay.
I feel like
So you're a healthy skeptic, I guess. You kind of, no, maybe not, but there's a chance it could exist, right? Is that what I'm taking from this?
wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. All right. So now,
Good enough for you?
that's good. That's good. That's a good start. So next question:
Yeah.
do you believe in UFOs?
I want to say
As
yeah.
the classic UFO, like obviously there are unidentified flying objects out there, but do you believe in like the little spaceman UFO?
I do. Yes, I do. Yes.
You do. Okay.
I do,
All right,
yes.
So, okay. All right. So we're off to a great start here. Now, here's the next question. One more for you.
Okay.
Do you believe in another dimension?
I do. I fully believe that there are many different dimensions that are, you know, maybe time is a sphere, it wraps around itself, and there's possibilities that there are different universes and all different types of these dimensions out there that sometimes overlap, and there could be these beings, these interdimensional beings out there that can travel back and forth through these dimensions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, John, you know what? You are going to love tonight's topic. We are going to
excited.
talk about interdimensional Bigfoot. Does that make your pecker hard?
Yeah, kind
A
of.
little bit?
Yeah, kind of makes it spike up there.
Shoved it up a little bit?
Yeah. So
all right.
yeah, what I've never interdimensional Bigfoot. What,
Yeah, so there is a theory going around in the UFO community and the Bigfoot community. It's being kind of both communities are kind of trying to come together in some aspect to say, hey, these odd things are happening, maybe they're connected. Because, shockingly enough, 20% of UFO sightings coincide with a Bigfoot sighting. Okay? So that's, in
Really?
the grand scheme of things, 20% is not a huge number, but that's a pretty large amount, right?
20%?
20%?
Sure, I'm really fucking stupid and
Okay, so
math is not my-
say you've seen 100 UFOs.
Okay.
20 of the UFOs you've seen, you've also seen Bigfoots.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I guess
a lot.
I guess yeah, that would be a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go. There's your math lesson for the day, guys.
Fucking idiots.
Fucking just two stupid guys trying to figure shit out. This is the most basic elementary explanations of things. Very, very stupid people.
Yeah.
All right, so there's this fella. His name is, oh my god, it escapes me. Hang on. I'm going to find it. John Keel, okay?
John Keel. Okay.
Name is John Keel. He's a researcher and author. He wrote the book The Mothman Prophecies.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of the Mothman, yeah.
Yeah. So the chapstick. You remember that from the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he has deemed, he has said that basically Bigfoot could be an interdimensional creature that has found a possibly a portal or some way into our dimension. So basically the reason we have not found any bodies, the reason we have not found a fossil record or anything like that of Bigfoots is because they are not of this dimension.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. So, is he saying that these interdimensional Bigfoots are like coming here on spacecraft, or just kind of like just big dumb animals wandering into a portal at some point and being like,
that's part of the what they're trying to figure out. That's part of the theory. Part of the theory is that they are space traveling Bigfoots, you know, which is wild to think about. Like, it's like a Harry and the Hendersons scenario, but with a much smarter Harry in a spaceship.
I was just about to say that.
Not a station wagon.
Right.
So, so he deemed these people, and also the other part of it is maybe they're not flying the spaceship. There is a tear in the fabric of space and time that opens a portal to another dimension, and these creatures are coming through and just hanging out for a little while, checking things out. People are like shooting at them and trying to record them and all this stuff, and they see all these people, and we're just a garbage planet, I'm sure, compared to them.
Of course.
And they take off back through this little portal that they come through. So this John Keel feller has deemed them. He has coined the term ultra-terrestrials.
Ultra-terrestrials.
Ultra-terrestrials. Okay.
It's going way out there.
Yeah. They're not extra. They're ultra. They're mega-terrestrials. They're like badass terrestrials. There's a lot of different levels to this. So, this ultra-terrestrial, this can be applied to a lot of things, not just Bigfoot. It can be applied to ghosts, aliens, demons, different cryptids we see, different unexplained phenomenon could be ultra-terrestrials, right? All right, so there had been a lot of sightings. There's one very, very interesting sighting that came up that coincides with UFOs and Bigfoots. The first one being the first time that kind of happened was in 1888. All right. So interdimensional Bigfoots were first mentioned in 1888. It was an Indian tribe. All right. Cattle ranchers. It was a group of cattle ranchers and a group of Native Americans in Northern California. The Native Americans told the cattle ranchers they described 3 crazy bears that descended from the sky in a small moon.
Like the cartoon?
Yeah, 3 crazy bears.
We Bear Bears?
Cartoon? We Bear Bears. No, not the same thing. These were Bigfoot bears.
So these Indians described... I'm sorry, Native Americans. Sorry.
Yeah, don't be insensitive, John.
Yeah, I know.
It's 2019.
One of my best friends is a Native American and probably kicked my ass.
Oh, so you can say that?
Yeah, I can say that. One of my friends is black, so I can... Never mind.
Oh, boy. Slow down. It's getting problematic territory.
So these Native Americans said they saw 3 large bears.
They referred to them as 3 crazy bears.
Crazy bears.
That descended from the sky in a small moon. Okay, so they come out of a moon, basically.
You sure these guys just weren't on peyote?
That's a very real possibility. However, they did find that that these cattle ranchers were starting to miss cattle after that. And that's why they went to the Native Americans. They went to the, I apologize, went backwards in the story here. But the cattle ranchers were missing cattle. So they went to the Native Americans to say, hey, do you know anything about our missing cattle? Native Americans said, no, we don't. But we did see 3 crazy bears come out of a moon onto this field over here. So
it wasn't us. It was the 3 crazy bears. Yeah. That was it. 3 crazy bears. They stole your cattle.
They come out of the moon.
Yeah. They did. Yeah. What he said.
There was a moon. But no. So there was also another instance in Cincinnati, Ohio, in 1973. There was a woman named Reefa Hetfield and her daughter. They were woken up in the middle of the night. They saw a beam of light. The room got real bright. They saw a beam of light. They looked outside and they saw a beam of light extending down from this big umbrella shape that was in the sky. And so they looked to where the light was, and they noticed 2 gray simian-like creatures wandering towards the beam. And as these 2 large gray simian-like creatures reached the beam, both the apes and the craft disappeared.
Okay.
So, now, how that works, I don't know. They saw basically 2 chimps wander into a beam of light and were abducted. Now,
again,
that's
they were probably on drugs.
Possibly.
No, I mean,
possibly.
I don't know. I'm very logical in a lot of senses, but I also believe in interdimensional travel and aliens and the spirit world, and I'm a big believer in. I feel like the ghosts and spirits are it's echoing over from another dimension, and it could be so far into thinking that it's actually you in another dimension. It's another you, and you're interacting with yourself at the time, and it's the 2 timelines or whatever are crossing over.
Intersecting.
I don't know. I'm not a physicist. I'm not a so I expand like a dumb son of a bitch from small town Texas. So
here's the dumb Texas hick trying to figure something out.
Hey, you got to think the timeline cross right there, and the ghost, and hey, y'all listen to me. Yeah.
All right. Well, here's another story for you, John. Okay, this is perhaps the most famous and probably the most well documented.
Okay.
This story comes from it was the night of July 31st, 1966. It comes from Presque Isle Bay. All right, it's off of Lake Erie. So, it's from Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Which the aptly named Erie, Pennsylvania. You think weird shit happened there, right?
No.
Hey. All right, so
didn't they make a show on Disney show about that?
There was a show. Was that oh boy, what's his name?
Don't get me.
Shia LaBeouf. Was Shia LaBeouf in Erie, Pennsylvania? Oof, I gotta figure that out.
Was it? I don't know. Was it Erie, Pennsylvania, or Erie, Indiana?
Oh, it was Erie, Indiana.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
It was definitely Erie, Indiana.
But I remember the show when I was a kid.
Erie, Indiana. It was not. No, it was not Shia LaBeouf. Tobey Maguire was in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Pretty
cool.
One of this.
All right. Well, anyway, so this happened in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So, what this is, it's Presque Isle State Park. There's a very big tourist destination during the summer.
Another state park story.
Yeah, state parks.
Didn't you say this also happened in the 60s?
Yes, this happened in 1966.
Okay. Go ahead.
Or maybe onto something here. We're going to
Continue.
crack the code. So, all right. So they were on. There was a group of 4 tourists that were there from New York. They were there at what was called Beach 6 on the peninsula.
Okay.
They spent the day there, just chilling out, relaxing, swimming, doing whatever 60s teens did at that time.
The fucking
So-
mashed potato. Fucking-
Just do the goddamn mashed potato all day. They were exhausted from that.
That's why they saw this shit.
So, anyway, they find their car stuck in the sand. They're getting ready to leave that night. They pulled their car too far on the beach like a bunch of fucking amateurs and get their car stuck in the sand. So, one member of the group, a feller named Gerald LaBelle, they sent him out to call a tow truck. So, in these days, he had to be sent away to call a tow truck because obviously no cell phones, no car phones, no nothing. They had to go find a payphone somewhere at this park.
Right.
So he takes off hoofing it to go find this phone. All the others stayed at the car. So about 10 o'clock that night, a couple cops stopped by, saw the car sitting there, saw people sitting in it. So cops pulled up and said, "Hey guys, everything okay?" He told them, "Yeah, help's on the way." Our guy went to go get a tow truck. They said, "All right, no problem. We'll check back with you in about an hour just to make sure you're gone. Everything's good." So police left. They come back about 40 minutes later. The group had told them that they had witnessed something weird going on up there. So they're quoted as saying, they pointed to a location in the sky above this wooded area over by the peninsula.
Right.
So one of the group's members, a guy named Douglas Tibbets, went to investigate along with the other 2 officers. All right, so he took the other 2 officers over to where he saw the strangeness happening in that area, leaving the 2 women in the group, Betty Clem and Anita Hafley, in the car.
These sound like great names.
Which is Betty Clem and Anita Hafley.
Sound like Simpsons characters.
Or 1966 ass names. I'm Betty Clem. And I'm Anita Hafley. And we're not sisters.
We're going to do the mashed potato all night long.
Alright, so just like every fucking horror movie or anything remotely bad starts, the way it starts is leaving the 2 women in the car to wait. So
House of Thousand Corpses.
They do just that. I mean, we've seen it 1,000 times, right?
Right.
So, the 2 women remained in the car. Tibbets and the officers, they walked about 300 yards up the beach before they just started hearing just honking of the horn of the car. Just honking, going nuts. So they turn around. They take off for the car. They get back to the car. Betty Clem and Anita Hafley are clearly shaken up. There's something that has happened. They're crying. They're upset. They said they had witnessed a dull black shape, bigger than a man, with a big head and shoulders, arm-like appendages, but no hands and no face visible, as though it had its back turned. And that was in front of their car, and then it lumbered into the bushes. It just walked off into the bushes, into the woods. So, but when Clem blew the horn, there was a scratching sound on the hood and roof of the car. As she blew the horn, there was just a big scratching sound coming across the roof of the car. And then it was gone. So.
And they don't think it was the 2 guys fucking with him.
No, because the other gentleman, Gerald LaBelle, was still gone with the tow truck. He shows up about 30 minutes later with the tow truck driver. The other guy, the Tibbets fella, is with the police, showing them where he saw the UFO. Okay? Where they saw the strangeness. They hadn't really technically said that's a UFO yet. They said just something weird's happening over there, so they went to investigate. Now, there were scratch marks on the vehicle. There were large scratch marks on the vehicle. but nothing that could really be determined as to what it is. So investigators just dismissed it as a raccoon, saying, raccoon got on the car, scratched it up, that's it. Which seems insane.
That would be one huge fucking raccoon.
But the biggest raccoon ever.
These fucking women are out of their fucking minds.
They're hysterical. Get them out of here. These dumb women. Tell me about it. The 1960s, man. They didn't believe them. But the ladies had a very distinct description of a bipedal humanoid figure standing there. Right? So...
Right.
Alright, so that explains this Bigfoot creature that they saw. Now, there's more to the UFO. When they saw the UFO, after they saw the bipedal creature,
okay,
they saw the UFO over the trees. All right, the UFO was described. It was an angular craft, and it had red and orange lights. And then it took off. It descended down to the beach, where a beam of white light tracked something into the woods. And then after it did that, it took off at an incredible speed to the north, they said. And it was shortly after the women had seen the humanoid figure. And the humanoid figure took off towards the woods. This beam of light tracked into the woods, and then it took off. So, they come to pick up their homeboy or something. So,
got you, homie.
Gotcha, homie. So, in the early hours of the following morning, the officers come back to the area where the craft had allegedly landed. In their report, they said they noticed two unusual triangular marks coinciding with the craft's landing zone. Mm-hmm. The officer that wrote the report said, "I have no reasonable explanation of the UFO," and described the witnesses as credible. So, this story, the investigation was eventually abandoned, still unsolved to this day. They said it's potentially a hoax, they think, but no definitive conclusion was made. So this story is still just out there with these people.
Right.
That saw a UFO, allegedly, I guess you could say it picked up a Bigfoot. Or a humanoid-like creature.
Yeah. But I mean, what would you think? You know, a couple of teenage assholes out somewhere in the middle of nowhere at night. You know, it's just, yeah. You know, I would probably think, you know, the same thing. But
bunch of goddamn teenagers.
Well, it's like, I think it's like this. People believe in aliens, and then people believe in Bigfoots, and then like when you start to like mix the two, they're like, "Oh, that's fucking absurd. That's just dumb."
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it sounds insane, right?
Right.
You take UFOs that are hard to believe anyway. Most people don't believe it, and then you take Bigfoots, which most people don't believe, and you're like, okay, see these two things that you think are completely absurd? We're gonna put them together.
Yeah, I mean, even
Bigfoots
for me,
are flying those things.
Even for me, it's like I've always believed in aliens and spirits and everything like that. And just this, you telling me this is kind of like, I'm like, yeah, right. This is just a bunch of shit, you know.
Yeah,
so even for me, I'm like,
yeah, it can be unbelievable. However,
just like that, just like
there's yes. So there are some things though. So there's a couple things to this.
Okay.
There is an idea. There is something called the Mach effect that can explain the possibility of interdimensional travel. Okay.
Okay.
So they're saying that, you know, not only these UFOs, not necessarily the UFOs that have to be there for this interdimensional travel. There could be these portals that open up, or things that rips in time and space. And
to
that
me,
can explain.
Yeah,
There's some Bigfoot sightings where the footprints just disappear. They just stop. Mm-hmm. the footprints go to there's been a couple that they go to like a cliff face or a side of a mountain that couldn't possibly be climbed by anything, and the footprints just stop there. There's some where people see them and they pick up their camera to record them, and suddenly they're gone. They just vanish.
Now, see, that would be more believable to me than the UFO thing.
Definitely, yeah. Now, this is something that is, like you said, a little more believable. It's a little more on the believable side. It's still pretty far-fetched to think that they're just going through a rip in space and time. And now, are these creatures intelligent? Are they just big lumbering fuck faces just wandered through a hole? They just happen to be walking and just like, oh, where am I? You know, and they just keep walking, and somebody's like, God damn it, he got out again. Open up another one, let him back in.
Here you go. What if it's the same one that everybody's seen?
Ooh.
There you go.
Uh-oh. Could be just one guy, and he's just like fucking with us.
Could be.
Be the ultimate troll.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Don't show him the internet. All right. Yeah. So, but there's this thing called the Mach effect, all right?
Okay.
Explain the possibility of interdimensional travel. The Mach effect, it's a sound principle in physics. It's actually being tested by NASA. Okay, so this is something that's not just junk science. This is not just a load of shit somebody come up with and was like, yeah, this is how it works. This is actually something that's legit and potentially could happen. It is a theory, though, however.
Okay, Mach as in sound?
Yes, like MACH, like Mach 3 razor.
Okay.
You know,
that's horrible. That's horrible, by the way. Don't.
Have you seen the Gillette ad? Have you heard about this? You seen this? You heard about this?
Somebody said something on Facebook earlier, and there was a link there. I kind of didn't give enough fucks to click on it. So, but yeah.
Yeah, it's something about there was a guy. I saw a picture of a guy. He threw his Gillette razor in the toilet because they were talking about toxic masculinity being like a problem, and men need to do better. And so all these guys are like, you know what? I'm a man and I'm masculine. And fuck Gillette razors. And so this guy like threw it in the toilet. So either he's just going to destroy his plumbing with a razor in his toilet, or he's going to have to reach his hand in his shitty water toilet.
I'd be like, yeah, go ahead and flush that. See what happens.
Yeah, flush it.
Yeah.
Just the smoothest of the smoothest turds down there.
Is this just like another thing where people were blowing up their Yeti coolers and all that other shit? Because
I'm sure. I try not to pay attention to any of that.
I fucking hate people. People are the bane of my existence. It would be a lot better world if everybody would just go and it would just be me. I would love that.
Just you.
You know that episode of The Twilight Zone? It's like the guy wakes up and he's the only person on Earth?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I would love that.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
What about me? Could I be there?
Oh, no.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, so
I love you, but
the
no.
Mach effect, the Mach razor effect.
Okay,
it's just the Mach effect, but it employs the use of fluctuations created by a body of mass as it accelerates, that are in turn used to generate thrust. So what that means is, he believes that the Earth's fluctuations, all right, can create momentary tears in the electromagnetic membrane separating our universe with a parallel one. Yeah. And that would allow extra-dimensional entities access into this dimension.
Nice, yeah. And I've also heard that that's how, the Bermuda Triangle actually works.
That turned out to be like ocean farts, though.
Ocean farts, yeah. That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Flying a plane over there, next thing you know, and you're dead.
You're gone. The big ocean fart.
We love fart sounds, by the way, so
Do what?
I said we love fart sounds, by the way. So
yeah,
gotta hear
lots of those. Lots and lots of those. So
we're gonna have a little guessing game. What's real and what's not?
Yeah, that's a good game. That's a good game. You know, people write in and tell us this one at the 5-minute mark was definitely real. You could hear straining behind his voice.
Yeah.
And then the podcast is just like edit.
That was
it's
a real one.
It's like edited in a real fucked up way because like I just had to leave the microphone to go wipe my ass.
Hey, I think was it Tom Segura has a fart mic on his podcast, on his little show he has. Yeah.
So like when he farts, it just goes straight into a microphone.
Yeah, it's a mic he farts in. Yeah, sounds great to me. Sign me up. I want a fart mic.
Man, he's on the cutting edge technology there. So, back to interdimensional Bigfoots.
All right.
So, there is an Engelman. God damn. Christ Almighty. Start it over. Just delete this. Start everything over.
No.
2, 3, 2, 1. There is a gentleman named Jacques Vallée. All right, and he is a very illustrious UFO researcher, kind of cryptid guy.
Is he always walking around with a bottle of wine and like a baguette under his arm?
Yeah, he's got a paper bag with a baguette and wearing a beret.
Yeah,
and so. He is of the mindset that there is something extra dimensional going on. Mm-hmm. He shares a similar sentiment to this John Keel character that I talked about earlier. This guy that wrote the Mothman prophecies that talked about ultra dimensional, or ultra terrestrials. I'm sorry, ultra terrestrials. So,
get your shit right.
Man, I'm struggling. Vallée believes there is something more than the traditional explanation of an extraterrestrial race visiting Earth. Instead, he does believe in the possible window to another dimension. So what he's saying is, no, these aren't UFOs coming from a faraway planet, dropping Bigfoots down, and they're watering the woods. He says that, no, there is a tear in our dimension, that these are extra-dimensional creatures that are coming through this portal, if you would call it that, and roaming around and then going back to their dimension.
Yeah,
now,
I would more agree with him probably.
Right. So he is quoted as saying, and here's a quote from Jacques Vallée, we are dealing with a yet unrecognized level of consciousness, independent of man, but closely linked to the Earth. I do not believe anymore that UFOs are simply the spacecraft of some race of extraterrestrial visitors. This notion is too simplistic to explain their appearance, the frequency of their manifestations through recorded history, and the structure of the information exchanged with them during contact. So not only does he believe that Bigfoots are coming from an extra dimension, he believes that UFOs are coming from an extra dimension.
Sounds like he ate the whole bag of mushrooms. That's what it sounds like.
He ate it all.
He ate the whole.
You know you can't overdose on those?
Really?
Yeah, it's the safest drug.
I've always wanted
unless you
to
just
try
want to have
it.
nightmares for like 24 hours.
I've always wanted to try it, and I've always been afraid. I didn't.
Yeah,
know
your scary ass would fucking have a horrible time.
Yeah, no, I'd be having all kinds of heart attacks and panic attacks, and I don't. It wouldn't be for me.
I've had them a few times. I've had a few good trips and a few very bad ones. So the last one was pretty nightmarish. So I've stayed away from them for a little while. I ate way too many though. So
I think for me, it was just would be because it would be in the back of my mind. Holy fuck, this is going to be crazy. And then I think that's what would set it off. So I'm just like, nah, just stay away from that. You know?
Yeah.
It's it's kind of like
So-
shit porn for me. I know I'd probably like it too much, so I stay away from
it would become a problem.
Yeah.
It's nasty. That's nasty.
Ooh, yeah.
So, interdimensional Bigfoots connected with UFOs, interdimensional UFOs. With theoretical physics, as theoretical physics continues to change our perception of reality, there is a prospect of a multiverse. The quantum physics, I don't know if you've read anything about quantum physics. I'm kind of a nerd for that shit, so I've read a few books on physics and whatnot, and quantum physics and theoretical physics. There's some weird shit going on there.
Yeah.
So there's a prospect of a multiverse. There's a prospect of in quantum physics, there's quantum entanglement, where multiple dimensions can get tangled together and overlap. This spooky physics could be a little bit spookier if they have if we've got Bigfoots and UFOs and ghosts and demons and what have you running around.
I believe it.
Dimension.
I believe it.
So you believe there could be an extra dimension, and a Bigfoot could come from an extra dimension.
I believe in many dimensions. I'm, string theory, that there are multiverses out there, and I don't know. I feel like maybe everything is all made up by something, and we're living in this machine sort of type deal, and they're kind of these different universes playing out at the same time, and they're all connected. And I feel like sometimes they can lap over, and yeah.
Is there a universe where you've been laid?
No, none.
No,
None.
that doesn't exist. Okay.
No, that'll never exist.
No, that's sad.
Thanks for reminding me, Jacob.
No problem, buddy. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So, I think I've done my job here, and it sounds like you already believed in extra dimensions, but I definitely, after doing this research, I kind of feel like that gives it a little better explanation. As crazy as it sounds, UFOs dropping Bigfoots and extra dimensions and all that shit, I think there might be some legitimacy to it in some way. But
what are you more out to
Yes.
believe?
What I want to believe is that UFOs and Bigfoots are separate. UFOs come from faraway galaxies, star systems, wherever they may come from, and they're just kind of checking things out over here. And it's just something. It's a race of creatures, people, things that is so far advanced that we can't understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, why they're here. And I like to believe that Bigfoots are just a forgotten creature that live out there. That they are, they're just a not really a missing link, but just a totally separate entity that lives out in this gigantic world that we live in that we don't know anything about. And I kind of like that secret, that mystery, that we don't know. But also, extra dimensions, I totally believe that could exist. I just, I need a little more time to wrap my head around that one, though.
Yeah.
My brain is very small, and it's hard to wrap your brain around something that big.
I've always felt that even since I was a little kid, I felt like there were. I didn't call it a multiverse. I didn't call it different dimensions. I'd said, like, I remember as a kid, I said that there was another world on the other side of the TV, and you could if you went through the glass, you could go into the other side. Yeah, TVs had glass back then. It had an actual glass tube.
I'm pretty sure this is the plot of Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. No, no,
Sure,
no,
I'm
no.
confused, and this is
No.
Poltergeist.
And I felt like you could go through the TV, and there was this other dimension, this other universe on the other side where it was a whole nother world existed.
You could hang out with the Ninja Turtles and shit.
And yeah, and I felt that somewhere on the other side of that TV was a cartoon John, like living out his life, or there was like you could in every TV show, like when it ended, it like didn't end. It was just like it kept going, and then it like picked up, and it just I don't know, and then I felt like.
Kind of sounds like the movie Cool World. Remember that
Cool
one?
World. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Cool World.
I haven't seen that since I was a kid, man.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't even
You
thought
go back and
about
watch
that.
Cool World.
Gee, yeah, go back and watch Cool World, man.
Get a Cool World viewing in.
But yeah, man, I've always believed in different dimensions and multiverses, and I feel like there's another me. There's a bunch of other me's and you's out there. And these different dimensions, and they're living out their lives as we live ours.
Well, that is it's a pretty optimistic way to think of things, John. There's other things going on. Do you think there's a better you out there?
Oh, of course. They can't get any worse than this.
Are you the worst one?
Maybe. You know, and I always think about that. What if there's another John out there who's a billionaire?
Well, that just adds a whole nother just a layer to my depression and anxiety if I start thinking about that. Like, Jesus, am I the worst one of me? I think I might be.
And it goes into another level too, where you know people that believe in God or whatever. There's different gods that rule these different dimensions and these different universes, and it's so
interesting.
Yeah.
Damn, we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Right.
We got a lot of shit to get into. Also, Cool World, 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
4%. Who was it? Who played in that?
That's Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Yeah, Jesus.
That's Brad Pitt. Okay.
I totally
Came out in
forgot
1992.
Yeah. I was 11.
Oh God, you're fucking old.
Right.
It was Kim Basinger, Gabriel Byrne, Brad Pitt.
What a turd of a movie,
A
right?
star-studded cast for just a shit sandwich of a movie.
Big cat turd of a movie.
Big nasty cat turd.
Because they stink the worst.
They do. I have a cat that I think is dying every time it shits.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that. My cat's actually up in my chair right now, the back of me, like purring and all curled up, and I just want to smash its face in.
Jesus Christ, John.
Not because I don't love the little fucker.
You
just
are
because
the worst one.
He ruins my life on a daily basis. There's secret shits in places. Yeah, it's like, hey, you come in from work, and it's like, find the shit. Where did I shit today? You got a litter box and don't want to use the litter box. He wants to come in and shit in the corner in the closet somewhere, and then go find my shit.
My cat eats weird shit and throws up, so
Yeah,
not much
Same
difference there.
Same here.
All right, so at this point in our inaugural podcast, what I would like to do, although we don't have any listeners right now, apart from my wife sitting right here, we have one listener. But
hey, Jenny.
She says hello to everyone. We're gonna have an email set up in the future to where you guys can email in ideas, show ideas, stories, anything like that you would like to share with us, and we could potentially share with the world. We'll set that up at some point in the future. I'm going to leave that to John. He's kind of the technical guy here.
Yeah, or if you just want to email in and just call me just a fucking piece of shit or whatever you want to do.
Fat piece of shit. I'm sure we'll get a lot of those.
Oh yeah, I mean, and if we say something that offends you at any point, you can,
Go fuck yourself.
You write your concerns and whatever. It's not gonna matter. But we might even make fun of you for it.
We're not gonna read it.
No. Oh well, I'll definitely read it and be laughing the whole time, and then but
go ahead and put when you email in, go ahead and put your social security number, your date of birth,
your mailing address,
your last address,
telephone number.
Yeah, we'll take care of the rest. Okay.
Yep, that's all you have to do.
Yeah, that's it. So, so for this episode, I believe that's gonna wrap her up, John. Unless you got anything else to try to explain to me.
No, that sounds good to me. That sounds like a good first show. I feel complete.
All right, good. Well, thanks guys for listening. Thanks for listening to two very stupid guys try to explain something to each other very poorly. I'm sure we'll get better at this as it goes on.
That's the actual definition of this show, by the way.
Yeah. That's going to be in the what's that? The log line?
Yeah.
Of a movie where you have to just explain it in like one sentence.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
Or something. Is that it?
Two stupid son of a bitches trying to explain something.
Two stupid guys trying to.
That's way over their head.
Yeah. Oh, way over their heads. Interdimensional Bigfoots. What the fuck?
All right.
Anyway,
trying to talk about string theory and physics and all kinds of shit. You didn't graduate high school.
Hey, I graduated high school.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah, you dumbass.
All right.
Well, so thanks for listening, and if there's any way to give us any feedback, give us the best feedback possible. We'll listen to any, but if it's bad, I will delete it and not pay attention to it.
And then we'll make fun of you.
I will only read it if it's good.
Only if it's good. I don't want to hear. Well, yeah, I just said yeah. Go ahead. Just send me all your shit. Send the good shit to Jacob. Just send me all your shit because I will actually read it and then I will laugh at you on the next show.
Yeah.
Because I'm just a total asshole and
I can't handle it. I'm sensitive.
I love to offend and I love when people get mad. So that's another.
Yeah. John's a big asshole. So.
Oh God.
All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for tuning in. Until next time, John, say goodnight, John.
Good night, John.
Who the fuck are you, man?
Did anybody tell you that this is a private club of the Satan's helpers?
Oh, Lordy, Lord, help me, somebody help me.
Hey guys, this is Jacob from the Private Club of the Satan's Helpers. I just wanted to let you know we have an official email address now where you can get in touch with us. I made it as long as possible. It is privateclubofthesatanshelpers@gmail.com. So if you have any ideas, you have anything you want to say to us, you have any stories, you have anything like that, go ahead and send it in to us. Again, that is privateclubofthesatanshelpers@gmail.com. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.